Okay guys, how's it going today? So it's just a bit cloudy and windy and sun's coming out. So did get some lovely thunderstorms a couple nights ago, so that was pretty awesome. But anyways, it is May 24th. It's noon. And I'm just making this video because this will be the last video I'm making on this guy, because he's dead. He's dead. He's no longer usable. So, if you guys remember, this camera around, I bought this old knife here. It's an Mtech. Mtech USA. I got this on eBay. I think about 4 years ago. I think it was from what the last video said, because I know I had made a review video on this. And apparently that said it was made about 4 years ago. So I guess I've had it for about 4 years, and as you can see, she's falling apart. She's done. I lost the, there's supposed to be two little pins that go in here. It's not going to probably focus. Oh, there we go. Right, oh, freak sake. Wherever you see these holes at, there and here. Oh, come on, you can focus better than that, you piece of shit. Yeah. Where those holes are at, this is where some little tiny pins are supposed to go. And that's supposed to keep, you know, this end together. There's supposed to be a seatbelt cutter in this slot right here. And then you got the glass punch, which is this thing. That's also supposed to be crammed in here somewhere too. But the, I got the little pins, but I think the pins, you can't repound those pins back in. So, and of course this is like a little screw. That's actually starting to come out too. I've actually already tried tightening that once. But unfortunately I have to retire it. I can't find the old box though that I had for this knife came in. So unfortunately, since that knife finally died on me, I've been carrying this little guy with me. I got plenty of little knives. I don't like little knives, but I have them anyway. I got this little guy. I'll put you guys right here. You guys can take a better look at this. I got one other one like this. It's a little bit different, but it's about the same size. Still pretty damn sharp. It's not really like a rescue knife though, because it doesn't have the glass punch and the seatbelt cutter, but it does have the little saw there and, you know, whatnot. I'm not really sure what this hole is for. Unless it was a bottle opener. It doesn't really look like a bottle opener, but it could be. I don't know. But I bought two of these. I bought this one and I bought a different one at my local gas truck stop place. I bought them there. So, but I've you know, the funny thing is I've had these little knives for a lot of years. Of course, I never used them either. I was never really into carrying knives around. Didn't think I really had to, but then I kind of realized, well, shit. You know, I'm out working in the fields and I got twine and stuff to cut, and I don't have a knife, so I always have to borrow my friends' knives all the time. Well, I was like, you know, I'm getting sick and tired of asking for their knives, so I just went and bought some of my own. And I think I started carrying one of these around. And then it's like, Then I went and bought this big, huge son of a bitch, you know. I mean, it sucks because look at that, it's not even supposed to be doing that, so you know the things are missing, but, I mean, this is a very sharp knife. I mean, these, very sharp. But it's really unfortunate that this knife had to, you know, fall apart on me. You know, I mean, yeah, I could probably take the knife in and have it repaired, you know, or whatever. You know, the first thing that was to blow out on this knife was actually that the pin or something blew out anyway. Maybe it was just getting loose. I don't really know. But there started getting to be a lot of slop in the blade. That means that the pin was getting wore out. But I guess this is just a screw. It's not really a pin. I thought it was just a pin. But so I don't know. Maybe it was just getting loose. That's why it was giving me that wiggle there. That was the first thing that started acting up. And I didn't know that it was a screw. I just thought it was a pin. So I was like, oh, I can't do anything with that. And I come to find out it is just a damn screw. But I can't really tighten it because my certain Allen keys don't really fit in there. I don't know what kind of special Allen key they got going on there, but fuck, none of mine work. So, then I lost one of the pins in the back. So then everything started flopping around. This started flopping around. The glass punch, that started, wiggling around, and it was like, oh, great. So, but you know what? Ever since I bought this knife new, I've always been carrying it with me. Never left home without it. It's been a great little knife. It's still extremely sharp. I have cut myself on this a few times. Even the first day when I got it and I was doing a review video on it, I cut myself. It's like, oh, great. And that's just the first sign of trouble right there. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to retire this old knife. Ah, great. Wherever the hell that went to now. There it is. There you go. So, we'll put this in the, if I can find the box for it, I'll just put it back in the box. And then whatever I'll do with it from there, I don't know. It's a great color. I really like the color on this. It was really a great color. This is like an orange camel, but I think it's actually, I think it was like a zombie color or something. They called it zombie something, but I don't remember now. Someone said in that last video. I'll have to go look again. But these are actually the best knives right here that you can get on the market. I mean, there's probably other knives that do the same thing, but why I say that is because this is kind of like an all-in-one knife. I mean, this has got, it's got a pretty big blade on it, extremely sharp, so you can cut stuff with it, and it's got the little saw, so you can gnaw through stuff if you have to cut something. It had the seat belt cutter. It was there. It's gone now, but it was there. Never used it, but. And then it had the glass punch on the top, which is, here now. It fell out. So, I mean, this here is a rescue knife, and I just got it really just because of the color. I like the color on it. I didn't even realize that it was, like a multi-use knife. I just thought, well, it's just an ordinary knife, but. Just to come to find out, it was a kind of like an all-purpose knife. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I kind of dig that. So, but I was lucky enough on eBay to find another, still made by Mtech. I didn't think that they made this style of knife anymore because I was having a hard time finding anything that the same style and everything. Come to find out, there's one guy out there that's selling them, but they're not in the orange. They're a blue camo now, or a blue and black color instead of this orange and black. Still, basically the same thing. Big long blade on it, the seatbelt cutter and the glass punch and half and half blade. Because it's half sharp and half saw. So. It's basically the same knife, just a different color now. And the only thing different they also did, which they didn't do it on this knife, but it looks like they could have. In this knife, if you can see this little square notch here in the box, or in the knife, there's not a logo here. Well, on the new one, they put a logo there now. It says Mtech, so I guess they wanted to neat them up a little bit, which I guess is perfectly fine. There must have been some pins along there too. I don't know if there was ever pins in these holes or not, but there should have been pins in there. Maybe that's why the knife started falling apart so soon, because there wasn't pins in those. I don't know if there ever was pins in that or not. I don't remember. But whatever. It's an unfortunate thing that I have to retire this because I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. The blade is still freaking sharp. I mean, you could take the blade off, and if you really wanted to, you could take the blade off and then say weld it to something, and then you can use it. Like if you're an outdoorsman and you wanted to fish, you know, like old school, where you didn't use nets or anything or any fishing line, you just like you put it on a thing and you would throw it into the water. Well, this would make a damn good spear right here, because this thing would go right clean through it. These knives are actually really good for self-defense too, because they will pierce skin. They will pierce. You could probably just push that, you know, like with no force at all, and it'll just go right through them. Unless you're hitting bones, then you would probably have to give it hell. But she was a great little knife. I don't think I'm going to throw it away because, you know, well, fuck, I've had it for 4 years and I like it, but I don't know if there's any places that would actually rebuild these, because maybe I could actually just have it rebuilt then and give it a different kind of a use then. I'd probably just put it in the four-wheeler then, I guess. But I always keep a knife on me anyway. And I got one in Big Red too, which is my four-wheeler. But it's tiny. It's even tinier than this. But it's just there in case of, you know, I need it. But so that's kind of an unfortunate thing that my knife took a crap. So unfortunately, I went and ordered that new one, the blue one. The thing is that I went and ordered 2 of them. The guy was selling 3, so I bought 2 of them for $26 because they're $12.99 a piece. So a little over $26 for the 2. I wasn't actually just thinking about buying all 3 and being done with it, but I was like, well, if this knife here lasted me 4 years, and the next one lasts me 4 years, and the other one lasts me for 4 years, I should be set for quite a while. But, you know, this knife here, it did get a lot of use. I mean, I was always, you know, pulling it open and cutting stuff with it, cutting twine mostly and whatnot. And of course, then these knives, well, these are not even wore out because I never used them. Never really had a use for them because they were just too damn small. But I keep this with me right now until I can get a bigger, my bigger one shows up, my other 2. So it's basically the same, like I said, just it's going to be a blue and black one now, not an orange and black like this one is. So it's got and it's also got the belt clip too. Right here's the belt clip. Like I said, it's got all the same features as what this knife's got. So there was some other really nice ones I seen too. There was one that had a really long blade on it. It's like, that's a little bit overkill though. And then now some of these newer ones have like little LED lights on it. I'm like, they're probably not even that freaking bright, to be honest with you. I mean, apparently from what they show it, they're bright, but if it's only one LED light, they're not really that bright. So they're bright, but they're not like if you had 10 of them together, you know, that'd be insanely bright. But it would probably get you by in a pinch if you had to. I was thinking about getting that, but I don't know if I need lights like that. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, and the John Deere's not in the shop anymore too. I finally waxed that and got it the hell out of here. Did that, the hell was it, Saturday night? I think I did that. It was the night of the storms when they hit. Saturday night, I think, is when they hit. So that's when I was out. I got out about 9:45 and started waxing, and didn't get done till about 10:40. And here the storms are they're basically right on top of us. It was already lightning and thundering pretty good. It was lightning more than anything else. So like, I don't want to get struck. So I was like, fuck it, I'll hurry up and be done with it. So that's what I did. And unfortunately, I didn't get my YouTube money as soon as I wanted to. Because I was waiting for the YouTube money to come in so I could obviously order my knives, and that showed up, finally, the money. So I bought myself a couple knives. But unfortunately, my grandma had already went to do whatever she's got to do at the end of the month. I have to make a trip to pick up my pills because my pills are the schedule's different now, so I can't pick them up on the same day that I get paid. I got to pick them up a couple weeks later. So stupid. But I was going to run to the hardware and pick up some of this kind of metal this kind of metal here, but probably not the shiny stuff. I was hoping that he would have the unshiny stuff, because this stuff kind of makes a kind of a nasty stink. But I did do some practice welds to it, as you can probably kind of tell. They're crappy welds, but I just wanted to see if this stuff was even weldable. And it is. Looks like one weld I don't think really did anything, but these last two here did something. And I've never really ever tried to pry it apart. So that's what we're going to try right now. Because if I can't break these, I mean these are crappy welds too. If I can't break these crappy welds, I can well imagine what would happen if I had good welds on this. I don't know what a screwdriver would do, but yeah, see, I don't really know how I could break that, really. But if I can't break it very easy, I don't think it's going to come apart. Then, you know, it would take a lot to get it. It takes a lot to break these damn welds, but if I can't break them with my bare fingers, then it's unbreakable pretty much. So, and I did try banging it on the ground and whatnot, trying to break the welds, and you know, the welds just didn't break. So I think that'll work. I think this, not this kind of metal. I'm going to have to cut these welds off though, because I'm going to want to take one piece of this to the hardware, and so I'll probably have to pull up the angle grinder. I have to pull up the angle grinder and grind my welds off, or cut them. Actually, what do I have on there? I got the grinding disc on, so I'll have to grind, I guess, instead of cutting. But grinding will work too. Because this stuff, I'm going to buy some big lengths of this stuff. I don't know what the hardware will sell. I think he only sells them in like 3 or 4 foot sections, and unfortunately I need a lot of it. So I'm going to have to run there and pick up some of this stuff and start our gate project. I'm going to be making a gate out of this stuff because it seems pretty strong. I mean, if someone were to hit it, obviously it's going to break. But the thing is, if they break it, you know, they're damaging private property, and I will have a gaming camera put down there as well, so I'll be able to catch who's doing it. Because, you know, I'm going to probably easily be... It depends on what the hardware, you know, has in stock. I mean, if he's only got a certain amount of pieces in stock, I'm going to be making a second trip to just pick up frickin' more. Because I don't know if he keeps any of that stuff in the back, and if they do, they're probably not going to give it to you. Unless it's on the shelf, you know. But I don't know, but... I don't know. I'm going to probably need at least well, I don't know, $150 worth of that stuff anyway. I don't know. Because it's going to be a 16-footer, so... It's going to be 16 feet and probably about 5 feet tall. I didn't even measure the height. I didn't even know what I wanted to do with height. I know I just wanted it to be 16 feet long. And this tape measure is a piece of shit, but I guess we'll use it. So if we make it... of course, the brake don't hold on this anyway. Now, 5 feet might be a little bit too tall. It's actually a little bit taller than that, but the tape measure's kind of bent. So let's see if we go down to... we could probably do a 4-footer. Get that freaking bend out of it. I got a better tape measure, I just never bought it back here yet, so... 4 to 5 feet tall should be good enough. But unfortunately, if he only sells it in certain lengths, I'll obviously have to cut it. Well, that's what the angle grinder's for. I do have some cutting discs. I know I have one used one, and I got 2 new ones, so it should be fine. Yeah, here's 2 new ones, and here's some 2 new ones. I haven't even used them yet. I got plenty of grinding wheel discs, but they're useless for cutting. And then I got a half of one left. I've been using that, so these things are kind of cheap, so I could probably pick up some more at the hardware if I have to. They're not a big deal. And yeah, I get DeWalt stuff, even though I don't have a DeWalt grinder. I think I have, what do I have? I got a Black & Decker grinder. Paid like 40 bucks for this, so... That's a Black & Decker. Yeah, that's a Black & Decker. But a great little grinder. Well, that'd be for a DeWalt, but I guess you can't have everything perfect, but I'd have heard of Cummins, but I guess not. I think it's just that truck. Maybe that truck's got a Cummins engine in it. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll have to run to the hardware, I guess, on payday, which will be nice because I'll have a little bit of extra money left over, I think, to where I can get even more metal. If I was to go, if I would have gotten my YouTube money a couple days ago and had went, I would have just been able to get what I could get, you know, which would only be like $100 worth, because I spent, no, it would be about $95 because I spent $25 on knives, so I got 2 of them. $95 worth of steel can get you a ways, and I do have a little bit here yet too, but this steel here was actually for my garage door up at the house. If I was to blow that out, then I could replace those wooden ones with those steel ones. Same with those there, those are for the door as well. So I'm just going to have to see what he's got in stock for how, you know, like how many pieces and how much they are yet too. I mean, if they're talking $5 a piece for, say, a 3-foot section, you know, I'm only going to be able to get so many. So not even too sure if I'll be able to even start the gate project, you know, next month, because I have to, you know, stock up on the metal. So I mean, yeah, this metal's got holes in it, but I think he does sell stuff without holes too, so I may get it without the holes. Because I don't know if it would be stronger without the holes or with the holes. I think it would be stronger without the holes. That's what I'm thinking. But you can also, if you get the ones with the holes, you can also put bolts through too, and then you can double your strength. You can weld it in, and you can weld it, and then you can bolt it in the corners, you know, to give it some extra strength so it can't really break. But we're just going to weld the piss out of her, and that should be fine. But since I didn't get my YouTube money in time, I wasn't able to get any steel this month. The last couple of days, I wasn't able to get anything, so because the money came in too late. If it would have came in before my grandma went, I could have had at least $90 worth of steel sitting here, but I don't. I have probably about $20 worth of steel sitting here. Well, this steel here actually came from the garage door guy, because he came and looked at my garage door. So, because I needed some new parts on it. In reality, I just need a whole new fucking door, but, you know, a new door is going to cost me about $2,500, because I'm getting it airtight and insulated and whatnot. You know, it's going to be a really good door. So, cause this one here is a freaking joke. So, but he gave me those pieces because the ones, you know, because up at the house it's got these things. Not this kind of, you know, not this design here, but it's still wood. But it's a much heavier wood though too. It's all bolted together and whatnot. It's got reinforcement. It's got reinforcement plates or steel or wooden things going out the sides. They have blown out on me before, but when my sister's ex-boyfriend, when them two were dating at one time, he did a temporary fix out of some really thick wood, which is, again, probably these pieces right here. Or it's close to these same sizes, you know, something like that. Probably a little bit smaller than that, but that gives you a general idea of what I was dealing with. And he just screwed it all together and reinforced it. He said, well, that's only a temporary fix, you know what? And he did that like 5 years ago, and it's still holding. But I'm getting a whole new door this fall, and it's going to be all completely changed. I'm going to try to get a whole new, I'm going to get a new motor for it too, and springs and whatnot. It's just going to be completely redone. And it's going to be done right. So, spend the money and have a good door put on. But I got to make a gate. Well, that's going to be this fall, so I'm not going to worry about that, but I got to make this gate. So, depending on how much the stuff costs, I mean, if it's cheaper with the holes, I'll probably just end up getting it with the holes. And plus, you know, you can bolt the stuff too. You can put a little bit extra strength in there too with a bolt. So, even though I think my welds would hold, it looks like this one was kind of burning a little bit, so I may have to turn the. Apparently, you had to put it on a 4 for the heat setting wise, but maybe that's too much. I do have a metal thickness gauge that tells me the thickness of this metal, but the thing is that's for a miller, and that's designed for the miller welders. It's not designed for a Chinese welder, so it's probably giving me false readings. But it gives me a general idea of what I got to deal with, and that's how you do practice. See, I practiced on that, and I think it kind of burned it down a little bit, so meaning it's probably getting too much heat. Meaning I had to turn the wire speed down a little bit, because there's only 2 heat settings, 1 and 2, and then your wire speed or your wire feed control. So that was at a 4, so I may have to put it down to a 3 or a 3.5. But that's why you do those practice welds to get an idea, and then you fucking just give her once you have it, decent. So I mean, these are just some pretty crappy welds, and they seem to be holding okay. But I'm probably end up running a couple bolts through it as well, just to kind of help. If the weld should break, then it won't actually come apart. It'll stay together, and then I can just pull it back here or back into the garage and re-weld it. Or I can just leave it bolted and whatever. A lot of deal with the welding because I got welding wire on my welder, and that stuff's about 2 years old now or something like that. I've had it for a little while, so it works fine though. Still seems to weld fine, so I'm just gonna keep driving on with it. So. But yeah, so another thing I gotta get done too is I gotta restring this. These are our like row markers, like so we can have like a straight row when we plant our gardens. This is so I can have a straight guide. Instead of just eyeballing it, this kind of helps. But I think I'm going to probably replace these wooden things with some stuff like this. Just get that in like a 2 or 3 foot section and tie a string onto it. And you can just, wound it around it and whatever. So, because these wooden things are a pain in the ass to pound in, and it's actually, because you have to pound these in, it's hard. As you can see, it's kind of splitting the wood and breaking it, so not too much longer that wood's going to be able to take that. So that's what I got to do. That'll probably be a later on project, because I'm not going to worry about it, because we don't need these anymore. We're done with these for the year, so yeah, that's a grinding disc. Yeah, it's pretty thin though. So that's the plan. I got 2 new knives coming. Yes, I got 2 of them. I only needed 1, but I figured, well, maybe I won't have to buy any knives for a while then. It'll last me. So if one will last me 4 years, then I have another one. That'll last me another 4 years. So I won't have to buy knives for a while. Truck's taking off. But yeah, hopefully we can get some steel coming in pretty soon here, and we can start this gate project and be done with it. But the gate's not going to go down there in the field anyway yet until I get a gaming camera put up, because I know as soon as I do, if I should put it down there and I don't have a camera down there, someone's going to tinker with it or fuck it up or smash it, whatever. They're going to damage it, so I got to put a gaming camera down there. But that'll be worked on later. It's going to take me probably a couple of months to do the gate anyway, because I'm going to probably, depending on how much steel he's got, and how much it is. If he's only got, let's say, 4 4-foot sections, he's only got 4 of them, that's all I can buy then, if he doesn't have any more. I have to go back a couple of weeks later and see if he's got more in stock. I don't know how fast that stuff sells out, but it probably goes, so. And the price, if they're $4 for a 4-foot section for just one, that's not bad, but I'm going to probably need at least probably 50 pieces, to put that, because that's going to be a 16-foot long gate, and probably 4 or 5 feet tall. Probably even taller, because even though a 4-foot gate would stop vehicles, people could probably still hop over if they really want to, so the taller the better, but I don't think I'm going to go that extremely tall with it. If I have to, I can just, simply just bolt on more pieces of it. I don't even have to weld it. I can just, because if you put it, because if you get the ones with the holes, let's say, and you have your top piece, you could just take another piece and stick it on there and just bolt it on and crank the little shit out of it, and just, the gate will be removable, because I can't leave it down there during the winter because then the flood would just take it and damage it. So I have to, once I get the gate finished, I have to order 2 fence posts. They're going to probably be about 4 foot tall ones. Then I got to order some chain. I'm going to order a couple smaller pieces than this. And that's what's going to anchor the gate down. And probably this one here will probably be to lock it. I do have a padlock up at the house. I think I got like 2 or 3 of them anyway. So I have to, make sure no one can mess with it. So, but one thing at a time, boys. I guess only one thing at a time. But it's an unfortunate thing that my knife died on me. Well, it's been dead for a while though. The thing it actually broke. Started falling apart about a month and a half ago. And then just finally, well, the last couple of weeks it's been done. It just can't use it anymore. So, but I got 2 new ones coming. They're both, like I said, they're both the same. And then I got this little one here too for temporary. Once I get the big ones, I'll put this back. I was going to put one of these in the 4-wheeler, but I figured I got that little cheap one in there. You probably can't do shit with it. You could probably could cut twine with it, no problem, but it's awful old. So, but yeah, whatever. Break it. Should work for now, I guess. So yeah, I'll do a review on the new knives when I get them. And then on payday, I'm going to probably be getting some steel. At least I'll be able to get a little bit more than what I think, because I'll have some money left over from payday. I can just add that on to what's ever left for the YouTube money. And then that'll give me some more. And then, I know that Mtech was telling me that I should buy a tarp for this car that's behind my shop to cover up the bird shit, or to stop the birds from shitting on it. Well, they're not shitting on it now because I moved it a foot ahead, and apparently that's all it needed. It just needed to be moved a foot ahead, and now they're not shitting on it, so the birds. But the tarp there I think was a 7 foot by 9 foot for $4 or $5 on Harbor Freight. You can get it. Plus you can get $1 off with a coupon and a free item, I guess, too, if you use those special codes. So that's probably what I'll end up probably doing. He gave me the code for it because he said that he wasn't going to use it. So, but I don't know if I may buy the tarp because fucking shit on the Harbor Freight's cheap, but I don't know how long the tarp would last. Apparently it's weather resistant, so we'll find out. But I don't know if that's even big enough. I've never measured it. I probably should. 7 by 9, so it probably would be big enough to cover the car. It's not going to stop hail, but it would keep a lot of the. It would actually do some good because for one, it'll keep some of the heat out of the car, and it'll keep the birds from shitting on it. It'll keep from dust landing on it, getting it all dirty, and it'll stop from me blowing my grass clippings all over it. So, but yeah, I don't know if I'll get the car fixed or not. I may. It's still in my mind, but I really do just want to get my hands on the Dodge. But my friend's looking for another Dodge. He's looking for a Dodge 5-speed. So, because right now he's got his old Dodge up and running, and you guys will see that video, or you guys have already seen that video. He's got that Ford pickup too. That's also in the seating video, which you guys will probably see too. That Ford pickup is his as well, and he wants to replace that. He wants a Dodge. I don't think he said that he's never had a Ford before, and he wanted to give him a try. And I don't think he's liking it too much. I think he's more in a Dodge. So, just like me, I'm definitely more in the Dodge. I'm in the Dodge, Chevy, and GMC. I think they're decent trucks, but I'm not really a Ford fan. I like the Ford Raptors, but they're not exactly. I mean, you could work them, but I think they're meant mostly just for play. But fucking A, I mean, those new Dodge. Well, don't want to go to the new one because you're talking $50,000-$60,000 fucking dollars. But even for a used one, you're talking 20 grand for a decently good used one. I don't want to get a piece of shit that's all beat to crap, and needs parts every damn month. I want something that I can run for a couple of years without having any issues. Even though I won't be running it too much, once or twice a month, and well, just for basic driving, if I ever have to haul something, you know, I want it to be able to do that. I don't want it to be wore out, you know. And if, unfortunately, the only guy that sells good used Dodge Rams is that guy from New York, John Diesel, or whatever the hell is real. They call him John Diesel, but whatever. Um, so I mean, he's the only one that sells decently good used trucks, and if they need parts, you know, he'll fix them. But then, of course, then the trucks are worth more too. So, in order to really get a truck, I'd probably have to take out a bank loan. And then I'm going to have to see if he or if someone does hauling, like if I can find a hauling business that will haul the truck. Or, what's really going to suck balls is that me and my sister are going to, well, my sister's going to have to take some time off from work, and she's going to have to drive me up to New York, and I'll have to drive it home from New York. That would be a hell of a fucking drive. It can be done, but I've never driven that far. I don't even know the roads past Minneapolis. Once I get past Minneapolis, I don't know those fucking roads. I don't even know the ones around here. Even the ones going to Minneapolis are a son of a bitch. So, because I've never been no further than Minneapolis. You know, Minneapolis is fucking 8 hours away, so long fucking drive. So think about it. You gotta drive from New York to here, which is home, and Minneapolis is fucking 8 hours away. I mean, you're talking probably 2-3 days worth of fucking driving. So, hopefully you don't have any problems along the fucking way. So then you gotta keep money aside for that too. I mean, you might as well just take out $40,000 and, you know, say 20 or 30 for the truck, and then you gotta have 10 grand at least to, you know, in case you should have a breakdown along the way, which should not happen, but things can happen. So I'm either looking for a, well, it has to be an automatic. I could drive a manual, but I don't want to, you know, destroy the damn clutch or anything. I like an automatic better. Plus, I'm going to be pulling heavy loads with it all the time, so there's not really no point for a 5-speed or a manual. So I'm either looking for, well, I'm looking for an automatic. It has to be like a quad cab kind of thing, not a single cab. Long box, either a dually or a non-dually. I like the dualies better, but a regular single wheel truck would be fine as well. Either a 2500 or a 3500 Ram. I think that guy there was about a 2000. So I'm going to say anywhere from 95 to 2002. I think that's pretty much my range of where I'm looking for a decently good used truck. So, but, and the colors, well, I got certain colors in mind, but if they don't have it, you know, you could just buy the truck the way it is and then take it to a paint shop and have it repainted, you know. Again, that would cost money, but at least, you know, hell, you can have it painted to your liking then. So, even if the truck comes in red and I want it, say, in black, well, I'll buy it in red and take it to a paint shop and have it painted black, you know. I wouldn't mind painting. I kind of want to buy a black truck like that and then just black it all out, but then again, I don't want to. I want it to have some chrome, so you're kind of, what do, you know, kind of thing. So, you really can't do anything until you get the truck here. That's just basically it. You got to get the truck here first before you can even fucking figure out what you want to do with it. So this also has to have a ball in the bed, so you can pull like a gooseneck trailer. Because I plan on getting one of those at some point too. So got to be able to pull one of those, and it's got to have a heavy-duty hitch underneath the bumper as well, so I can pull bumper trailers. Those you can probably have done anywhere. Well, probably most trucks probably do have them anyway. Because they're both, when you get the hitches that are underneath the truck's bumper, they're actually bolted to the frame. Whereas the bumper, yeah, the bumper's bolted to the frame, but the bumper is weaker. It's not as strong as it would just be directly bolted to the frame. So, because you're pulling only from the frame, you're not pulling from the bumper. Bumpers can break and bend so easy. So they're not really meant for extreme heavy loads. So, if you were to haul in like a tractor, like a garden tractor or an ATV, yeah, you can pull it directly from the bumper. It's fine. It's not going to hurt it. But if you were to pull 30,000 pounds, you know, on your bumper, yeah, it's not going to take that. You'll just end up twisting it all to shit. So That's why you gotta go with a one that's underneath or a gooseneck trailer to haul, you know, that amount of weight, you know. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. I don't want to make this video too long. So yeah, I'm gonna be. I got 2 knives on the way. They're both the same though, so I'll probably just, you know, I'll do a review video on those, and then whatnot, whatever. So, but yeah, so hopefully we can get some steel here brought here pretty soon, and we'll start welding some shit. And won't be able to do it back here because I don't have enough power. So, even though I have power, but it's, you know, running off an extension cord. So, but I can do quite a bit back here, just not run a welder. It sucks. Need to get an electrician back here too, but they won't show up. They won't do it at work, so because they're lazy. Whatever. I'll give them plenty of other things to do too. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.
Thank you.